again, Stacy, and thank you for tuning in to the Performing Arts Center's second annual recital. This evening's theme will be Trivial Pursuit, and we'd like to invite you all to clear out those cobwebs and put on your thinking cap as we begin tonight by asking our first question. From the entertainment category, the question is, what Broadway show was recently made into a movie about the agonies and perils of Broadway audition?
Again, step, push, step, touch, kick. Again, step, push, step, throw arm. Again, step, push, step, touch, kick. Good. Again. Right. Back the next switch. Turn, right, left. Pump, step, touch, kick. And down. Got it? Going on and turn, right, left. Chest step. 5, 6, 7, 8. Turn, right, left. Chest step. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Now, our second question deals with little girls, and we want to know what one toy will all little girls say that they have. Mary Poppins is probably the hardest word you've ever tried to say.
Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious, if you say it loud enough, you'll always have to be cautious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Because I was afraid to sleep when I was just a lad. Me father gave me no sleep and told me I was bad. But then one day I heard the words that saved me ache and nose. The biggest word you ever heard, and this is how it goes. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious, if you say it loud enough, you'll always have to be cautious.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Travel all around the world and everywhere he went, he used his word and always say, there goes the clever gent.
When Newton on the rock just passed the time of day with me, I say me special word and then they ask me up to say,
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious, if you say it loud enough, you'll always have to be cautious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Of course, you can always say it backward, which is docious alliexpialidocious, but that's going a bit too far, don't you think?
Indubitably.
So when the cat has got your tongue, there's no need for dismay. Just cover up this word and then you've got a lot to say. But better use it carefully or it can take your life.
One night I said to me, girl, you know the girl you want.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
What familiar name of Kim Carnes' recent top 10 hit song, Barking at Airplanes?
Sometimes I really think I'm going crazy in the night. When I hide down in the covers and I look around the light, I think nothing's gonna get to me but then again tonight. What can I do to keep from going crazy in the night?
movie category. Now then, what love theme came from the movie Bill and the big chill Next Generation? Now our next question deals with my favorite subject, food, in particular steak. What is the choice cut of beef that most people order at a restaurant and say, how the heck does something that small cost so much? And the answer to our last question was the Lazy Young, and the title of our selection was The Young by the Rock. And our next selection is one that Dana, Jessica, Angela, Lindsay, and a couple of Jessicas like to call Our Melody.
All right, everyone, let the medley begin. Red?
happens to be the title of our next song. And it's the one thought that's on all prisoners' minds.
Feel the pressure building up.
Next song is what Miss Patty Page also wants girls to say when asked by their parents, what are they?
I'm a little ballerina. I can dance on my toes. I'm learning how to curtsy and point my toes. Learning how to take a bow when I am cheer on toes. For I'm a little ballerina. And as the big stars do, I'll always take a pirouette and look and let you understand this dance that I'm about to
What was Eddie Murphy's first hit song on the radio?
And I'm late.
This song is a top 10 hit song and was also the theme song for popular Friday night television. The station. Our next song is probably not so well known to most, but to these 6 girls, it's probably the most familiar song of all. It features Nicklin Carmody, Kim Money, Sia Calhoun, Stacey Wilson, Solandia Johnson, and Tasha Johnson. These girls won 3rd place for this number in Atlanta last February, and we are proud to present Private Room.
On your eyes. Here it comes. God is going to give these precious ones divine.
Let's come up with a popular song from a chorus line that always features the sexiest little dancer.
She takes one smile and some
Dan Stacy, and on behalf of Patty Woodall and the students of Oz Performing Arts Center, we would like to wish you a safe and happy summer. We're down now to our final question. Can you tell us after what number do dancers like to get a standing ovation?
Thank you so much for coming out tonight. We had a real good time. I want to apologize for the heat. I'm real sorry. It was just as cool. It was like 70 degrees when I was hanging the scenery, and it was wonderful. But I know y'all didn't have any tonight, and I'm real sorry. I have some special awards to give, and they are for perfect attendance. These are for the children who started in September and have not missed a day. And they are Olivia Strickland, Danielle Strickland, Jessica Strickland, Brooke Phillips, Jennifer Sanchez, Amanda Tew, Misty Hicks, Solandia Johnson, let's see, I lost my place. Tasha Johnson, you not have perfect attendance, admit it now. Let's see, Tasha, Brooke Etheridge, Christy Shivers, Casey Mill, Carrie Killebrew, Sean Johnson, Kay Baxter, Janelle Weems, Tracy Lott, Dawn Price, Wendy Cleveland, Nikki Money and Beth Belcher, Angela Arnold, Lindsay announcement to make about all of this, and I want all of y'all to hear it and all the parents to hear it too. And I've got to. There you go. Now, this is a good time to make a point. About perfect attendance, I am so proud of people when they come and here every week and they never miss a day. But there are children that get their feelings hurt when they do not get trophies, and there are children that have come to dancing when they did not feel like it, and there's been times when parents have been out of town and had to bring their children back so their children can get a trophy at the recital. And next year I'm just going to recognize them, but there'll be no more trophies given for perfect attendance because I would like for everybody to get something. But I'm real proud of y'all. And this does not mean you can skip dancing a lot next year. Understand this. Okay, now I have some certificates for students that have taken 5 years or more. And I want to recognize them because that's a lot of dedication there, and I think they need to be recognized. Midland Carmouche, 9 years. Kay Baxter, 5 years. Terry Philibrew, 5 years. Casey Mills, 5 years. Paige Mobley, 6 years. Carol Lindsay, 5 years. Christy Shivers, 5 years. Katie Espy, 8 years. And I'm real proud of Katie because she just started back dancing this year like 6 weeks ago, and I think she did a great job. 5 years. And Tina Murphy, 6 years. The next award I want to give is called the Oz Standard of Excellence Award. This does not go to the best dancer. It goes to a dancer that I feel has worked really, really hard this year and has shown outstanding spirit, discipline, and love for dance. And the trophy is right here. And I want you to tell you that I had a real hard time because again, I had 2 people going back and forth in my mind. And this award goes to, she's trying to ignore me, Wendy Cleveland. Deserves a lot of recognition is Kim Money. Okay. Now I want to recognize my helpers. Okay, they are Lil Crawford, Angie Wilson, come here, and Linda Paul. Good night. Everybody say, boo. These ladies got all of these children dressed and out here on time. The other one is for Mickey Skeen, and he ran the sound. And the next one goes to my husband Bob, who was the backstage manager. The last present I have goes to the person that's running video back there.
Hi.
And come get this. And his name is Dan Richards, and he has been making the video, and he's helped me with the program, and you'll see his name several times. And for those of y'all who went to see SEAC's performance of Lil Abner, this is Lil Abner. they are in. They're up at the front desk. If you want a video, you need to see Daddy. Watch for ads in the paper for summer classes if you're interested. And I'd like to thank all of you very much for coming out tonight. Thank you.
We'd like to send us a gift to Patty with all kinds of country.
Thank you. Have a real good evening and thank you so much for coming. We'll see you next year.
I know. I'm just gonna make a bunch of it.
Beta. I'll get it.